rock can be made in any language. I mean, there's great rock in Italian, in German, in French. You don't have to be American to like rock.
I'm schooling you on Latin rock.
Latin rock, like Menudo?
No, I told you, you had to listen to Kike's show last night.
I heard his show last night, it was really good. He mentioned some bands, Maná, which is really good, I heard them.
Los Amigos Invisibles.
Yeah.
He really knows what's going
And
on.
he's really pushing Latin rock here with Boom Magazine.
Yeah, he created that.
Yeah, he's a forefather, I think. Like Abe Lincoln.
So maybe we can get some of the stuff that he...
Hope you can pick me out some good stuff. Not
I'll be
like
picking out
something
some
my
good
mom
stuff.
would listen to or anything, right?
Hey.
Are you gonna show me something here?
We're gonna try to update your little collection here.
Yes, 15 years of Menudo history.
No Menudo.
Why not? This is
Look,
good. All the greats are on
You
there.
have to talk to Kike.
You're not gonna show me?
No. Go shopping with Kike.
All right.
Okay.
Can I take this
No.
now?
I've lost all patience. I'm out of here.
You're gonna hear this. It's good.
No,
This is a good CD, Maria.
No.
No te lo pierdas todo en camino, aquí en Fuego Rock.
In the past years, most of the people didn't know what Latin rock was. I've seen that people that were born here and they're raised here and they only listen to the English music. They've seen in Latin rock like something of their own, no? That's got their beat, it's got their language, it's got a heritage there.
All right, if I was gonna create the perfect Latin rock collection, what would go in there? From you, the man.
You know, I was actually very surprised to see this new section because, well, I know it's not that new, but before, about 2 years or 3 years ago, you wouldn't find a
There was
section
no
of rock.
section.
Yeah, you just had to go to the Latin section and start looking among, the Julio Iglesias CDs. And this is another funny thing, no? They usually will put all the alternative music, anything that doesn't belong to the mainstream, I would say, like to the ballads or to the tropical, they will place it in the rock en español section, even though Marta Sanchez would never be rock en español, but she's considered to be like this part of this movement, like from this trend, no? Like say Shakira, well, Shakira's pop, but she would be here. You're more likely to find her here than in the tropical section, no?
During the 60s, early 60s, when the Beatles came to America, the whole world shook. I'm sorry. They started trying to make the songs of the Beatles down there in Argentina, Mexico, and Spain.
Marita, ¿tú quieres el disco también del...?
Ah, no.
Bueno, entonces me hablas esta semana para...
And that's how we got figures like as big and as eldest as Beatles, like El Tri, Mexico. They've been around for 30 years. Anything that's got that flavor, that's got that brute sound. For instance, you say Maná, they always feature some Caribbean flavor in it, and then you have the mariachi sound that's incorporated to their music, and I think that's what people like. I think that there are two kinds of programmers. I've always said this. The ones that are born and raised here in Miami, and for that reason, when it comes to programming, they will play or program anything that they heard, that they're familiar with. And if you grew up in a place where all you hear is salsa, merengue, and romantic, whenever they tell you Latin, that's all you think about, right? Then the others would be the ones that came here, but they've been here for many years now. So they lost contact. They lost track of what's happening down there.
Qué bueno que hay otros programas, que cada día hay más espacio para el rock latino, ¿verdad?
If you take a look at the charts in any place in Latin America, you'll see a lot of Latin rock, Latin pop, techno, reggae, dance being in the charts. And it seems like these programmers don't know what's really happening. I grew up listening to American rock and roll. As a matter of fact, I used to be like the expert on American rock and roll in my country, in Colombia. And they would call me from radio stations, from magazines, from different media to ask me about some artists. And I would know. I mean, that was my hobby. That's what I liked.
This is a collection that was just released. It's called Clásicos del Rock en Español, and it's got DVDs right here. But you're gonna also find Maná, you're gonna find La Ley, Charly Garcia, many of them that I was like assigned to write the commentaries the inside, you know,
Oh, so
text.
you wrote some
so
things
you're
in
gonna
there.
find inside
okay,
this
well,
CD.
then I'm gonna take that just so I can read KIKE's fabulous
Usually,
writings.
I have to say, well, they call me because I think I'm handy because I'm closer to
You're
the.
close to the people. And you know,
I'm
what
in
you're
Miami.
and you know what you're talking about also. You know, you've worked with a lot of these bands, like you said, you've worked with them.
One of the few that is talking about this music, no?
I was a DJ for romantic music back in the old days of Radio Ritmo. And I knew that I had to do it in order to reach certain credibility with my colleagues, you know. That's how I applied for the radio show.
8 y 8 aquí en Fuego Rock, en WQBA.
My show is becoming it's got a lot of talk show. Anyone willing to hear about music, not because I know it, but because I try to do research and I get information and I try to analyze a little what I hear. That's what they will get from my show. Boom was launched about 2 years ago. It was the radio show which inspired us to launch a magazine. We used to tape the shows and then we started writing everything we heard. It was with a major band that was coming to town that we decided to launch the magazine. It was with Soda Stereo, another important act from Argentina. And at first it looked like a Xerox copy, you know, it was more like a fanzine of the band. People started writing to us. We like what we see. How can we subscribe? How can we know more about the magazine? So we kept on working until we have what we have now. And I think that rock is the music of the 20th century. And rock can be made in any language. I mean, there's great rock in Italian, in German, in French. It's an attitude, and that attitude I think has been one of the main exports of this country. I mean, you don't have to be American to like rock.